Hello, everyone, and welcome to Counselor Your Future Friday. I'm your host, Brian Urban. In these features, we hope to give you some simple tips, tidbits, and tricks to make your days easier and your patients happier. In this feature, we're going to talk about the process for auto-creating HSP tax invoice and claim for payment forms. So what I'll do first is just show you the basic process you go through in creating a batch and how the form is auto-created, and then we'll show you some of the options you have as to what a form document is used to create the PDF, also how you may direct that within the patient document section to land where you want it to land. So first, we're going to start here in an invoice in the claims tab. Now, as part of your typical process, you'll take a claim that's ready to be exported and you'll select ready for export. This, of course, is going to put this claim in the HSP batches area. So there we see it there. You then go through, of course, your normal steps with exporting one or many claims to create the batch. When you complete this process, of course, you'll take that claim file, you'll load it to HSP. When you then receive the response file back from HSP, of course, you will upload it here. Now, this is a key step because when you upload the response file, counselor will look to see which, of course, of the claims were approved and which were rejected. For the approved claims, counselor will automatically then generate the HSP tax invoice and claim for payment for those claims. If a claim is rejected, then it will not create that form. In the case of rejection, of course, you can go ahead, you can modify the invoice and then set that claim as ready for export again, add it to the next batch. When it eventually comes back as approved, as successful, then the HSP tax invoice and claim for payment PDF will be added to the patient profile. Okay, so to show how that in a little more detail here, let's look, we have 3 that were approved. So we're going to go ahead and look at those specific patients. In this case, I'm going to jump right into Tammy's profile. And when I go to the document section, what we're going to see is there is a document. Now, this was created automatically when the response file was uploaded and this claim specifically was successful. So this process enables you to create a document at the time of that successful, import, and you have that going forward. So if there's ever a need for the document, you have it there. Okay, so that's the process kind of showing how the form is created. Let's look at your options that you have as to which form is created and where that form then ends up, or that PDF ends up. So we're going to start by clicking on Administration in the top menu bar and then Clinic List. We're going to go ahead and edit a clinic and go specifically here to the Financials tab. Within the Financials tab, we're going to look at the insurance area and specifically here click on Settings. Okay, in this area, you can go ahead and set the HSP claim form document. So this is going to look at your form documents you have in place, and you can pick the one that applies. Okay, so once you set that for a clinic, of course, you go ahead and click Close, and very importantly, you want to click Save. That will lock in that. Now, if it's already set, you don't have to change anything, right? So this is just purely if you do not have it in place, maybe you add a new clinic to your organization, then you want to make sure you set that up as part of the process. Or for some reason you need to change the document, the form document template, you absolutely can do that as well. So that's done here under the clinic administration. All right, so that's designating the form document. Let's take one step further and say, well, where is that form document going to land once it is created? So we're going to go to Administration and then Form Documents. This is where we can actually see the documents themselves. This is where you'd go if you need to make a tweak to any of the forms, or you have a question about something related to the content of the form or how it's being generated. You would simply click Edit next to that template. And then, of course, you can review the document. I would encourage you that if you do have questions about how this document is functioning, if you have a more complex edit, please reach out to our support team. We're happy to help. If you have a simple edit, one character's off, go ahead and make that change. I will say that these documents have been built specifically based on HSP's specifications, and so typically you wouldn't make modifications, but if you find that's appropriate, you can certainly go for it. Now, here is the template for the template that was used to create the tax invoice and claim for payment form. As far as where it lands, currently, I do not have a path in place. Okay, and that's why it just landed generally in that patient's document section. However, if you want that to be directed to a certain spot, you certainly can. So you can create your own path. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and just grab one we used previously, and I'm going to fill it in here into the PDF path. So this would create a folder called claim form, and then the file name here would be HSP Tax Invoice and Claim for Payment PDF. And so by setting that in place, it means that the next time we import a response file with successful claims, it'll generate the form documents based on the template selected and put them into each client's document section in the designated path. Okay? If, of course, you have any questions about how these forms are generated, how the templates are set up, or how they can be directed, please reach out to us, give us a call, email us, live chat us. We are always happy to help. Thank you very much for joining us for today's Counselor Your Future Friday. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.